Happy November, everyone, and welcome inside Schar Center for this CAA matchup between the Elon Phoenix and the UNCW Seahawks. Alongside Chase Williams, I'm Talia Lundquist. And Chase, we've got a real good one today. Earlier this year, UNCW took down the Phoenix on the road in Wilmington, 1-3 in 4 sets. And Chase, for Elon to win this match, what are they going to have to do well?
Well, what they're going to have to do well is really control the ball, get those passes to Cody Garcia so she can set up players like Leah Daniel, just get kills and just overall just smooth play, control the ball, don't mess up, take advantage of free plays, and they should be able to get away with a good win tonight.
Well, and Chase, a big part of ball control is that serve-receive, and they've got a libero competition that's been going on all season between Bella Seaman and Jordan Gower, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out in the off-color jersey today. Now, Chase, for the UNCW Seahawks, they've had success against the Phoenix already this season. Who is the player that's going to have to continue to play well for them in order to come here in Elon and get a W?
For me, it's Kendall Bender. She is a senior middle blocker. She had 18 kills earlier this month against William & Mary and leads the team with 192 overall. And really, she's just coming over a very strong game. She had 8 kills, 4 blocks, and an ace even in her last game against James Madison. If she can play well, they have a chance to win tonight.
Well, and on the other side of the net, you look at Elon Phoenix, and you already mentioned Cody Garcia. Is she one that's going to have to be vital for this team to win the game?
She really is. Just this week against William & Mary, she moved up to 5th in all-time assists. She's 3 away from 4th, leads the team with assists. She has 6 games this year with over 20 of them. When she plays well, they play well. I think she's the player to watch tonight for the Phoenix.
Well, and in the previous matchup between these two teams, Cody Garcia racked up 18 assists. We're looking to see a lot more from her today. Now on the other side of the break, we'll come back for the first set between the Seahawks and the Phoenix right here on Elon Sports Vision.
He's gonna try to make a pass.
Crazy. All I was really thinking about at that point in my life was wrestling.
And if I stay on this leg and he pulls me down.
It's a cliche thing to say, but as soon as I stepped on campus, I knew it was the one.
Because there's nothing like actually stepping on Elon's campus and seeing what we're really about.
Just come to Elon. Just experience Elon once, and you will always come back.
Welcome inside Schar Center as we get the starting lineups for the Elon Phoenix. They got a good one here. I'm Talia Lundquist alongside Chase Williams. And Chase, we've got a real good one. As you see here, the starting lineup for the Seahawks of UNCW: Peters, Thompson, Montgomery, Thomas, Nuanez, and Bender. And for the Elon Phoenix, Leah Daniel, Haley Clark, Cody Garcia, Kellen Trouse, Jen Krasminski, and Jordan Gower. And Chase, we've seen all year long, Cody Garcia has been an absolute staple in this lineup for the Phoenix. What do we expect to see from her today?
I would expect nothing less. She's played well all year. When she plays well, they play well. She has a solid game. I think the Phoenix should be able to roll pretty well with this one.
Well, and if you're an alum listening to this, happy homecoming and happy senior weekend to the two seniors for Elon, Nori Thomas and Liz Coyle, as this is the first of 2 games for the last home weekend here in Elon, North Carolina. The last matchup between these two ended in a 3-1 win for UNCW, so Elon on that one was on the road down in Wilmington, looking to come back here and win it on their home court. Now, Chase, if Elon wants to come out of here with a win, what is one thing they've got to do right?
They need to not be sloppy. I mean, if you play a clean game, a lot of times you cut out those mistakes, you're going to win. With volleyball, those free plays are so important. If they can key in on doing well with those free plays, they will likely just take out with a victory.
Well, and there's been a lot of competition around the libero position so far this season for the Phoenix. You see Isabella Seaman checking in the white color jersey as the rest of the players are in the maroon and gold. Jordan Gower, another one that's been playing libero most of this season as well. She is going to be in the game a lot as a defensive specialist in the back row. But don't let the size intimidate you. At 5'4", Jordan Gower can do everything. One of the most athletic players on this Elon team, as the setter Bryn Montgomery is going to start it off for the Seahawks. And Jamie Thomas gets the first kill of the game. And Jamie Thomas, a player that's up there in the kills category for the Seahawks, but a team that distributes the ball very well.
They do. As you see, really, Leah Daniel is the one on the Phoenix that gets lots of those kills, but there's a lot of players on the Seahawks team that gets to. There's quite a few up there as I was looking through their team.
Well, and a great one ball to start it for Natalie Cummins, a player that definitely needs some reps to get going. Last matchup, she had 5 blocks of her own against the Seahawks. Definitely look for her to be a force on the block. Cody Garcia, her first service of the day. And the one ball is down by Rebecca Nuanez, the middle hitter. And checking into the game for the first time is Kyla Augustine. You see Nuanez just go up and hit that off the top of the block. Cummins, but already Cummins getting her hands dirty.
Free play here for the Seahawks again, as I was saying. Just really, this is where either team can take control of the game, as Seahawks at that point. Just when it comes down to it, volleyball can be so evenly matched, and you see the Seahawks take that one.
One right away, they go straight to their right side hitter, Madison Peters, who has been doing it all 4 years that she's been at Wilmington. She's going to be the one that gets sets a lot. Natalie Cummins down the line.
Beautiful play there, set up by Cody Garcia, which, again, is just a few assists away from 4th all time. Just perfect positioning and right out of the way of the libero there.
A great slide play that Garcia and Cummins have been working on their timing for. Finally get that one to work out as they go to Nuanez again. Can't get the tip. Sent over by Seaman. Wiseman sets up Peters, who goes short, tipped. And no one in the back. A heads-up play by Wilmington gets the point.
A very heads-up play there. Could have been a great opportunity for the Phoenix, but just couldn't quite get there and take advantage of that free play opportunity that could have came.
And Peters with her second kill of the game so far in the unconventional way as Nuanez sends in a serve. That ball called out with no tip. They were asking for it. That's Haley Clark, who will play front row, hit, and set. One of the players that can do just about everything for this Phoenix team. Garcia slides again to Cummins, tries the tip, saved by Thomas. Garcia goes wide to Daniel, cross court and down!
Leah Daniel's been a freak all year, and that does not stop tonight. She's been one of the Phoenix strongest players.
As you see here, Garcia goes outside. Great timing to Leah Daniel, and she's worked all offseason on the vertical, as you can see. Thomas gets that one away, and that's a service ace for Bella Seaman.
It's like a little bit of a miscommunication there for the Seahawks, as running across the court to get to that one, just couldn't quite do it, and Phoenix, of course, take advantage, get that point.
Off the hands of Thomas again, and another service ace by Bella Seaman. She's had a few matches this year where she's racked them up. She has 5 in one match already this season in just 3 sets, so she can rack them up pretty quick. Goes off Peters, no touch called, point Elon. As Elon gets their first lead of the match after being down 5-2, they've won the last 4.
Yeah, it really just seems like the Phoenix started off with a little bit of jitters, but they've calmed down very quickly and playing very well out of the gate now.
Oh, and right in the campfire, Cody Garcia finds a hole and hits it.
Such a beautiful play. Great awareness just out of that side eye to see the little empty area right there. Get the ball there. Drops perfectly for the Phoenix.
A free ball. Trouse, Garcia, backside to Clark, off the hands and down.
Again, you see Elon there just taking advantage of the free play. And just like that, they're up 3 points. Great positioning just right behind the defender.
Well, and Haley Clark, a little undersized for a hitter. She plays right side, but you see there on that back set from Cody Garcia was able to go off the hands. And when you're undersized, you maybe have to go off the hands a little more because you can't get up and over the block, but a good job there by Haley Clark. Now, Coach Tendler has said that serve and receive has been so important for this team so far this season. And that was one of the issues that they had against UNCW last matchup. What have you seen them do so far to be better on the receiving end?
On the receiving end, they're communicating really well tonight from what I can tell. So, I mean, overall, communication is, I think, a big key on the defensive end. If you can talk, get one player there, it's set up perfectly, take advantage of it, then on the offensive end.
And Elon has definitely been doing a good job of that as they win the last 6 points. Hopefully they're coming out ready for another run of theirs. UNCW out of the timeout. They've set Madison Peters 4 separate times. She's only got 1 kill. So you've seen how much they rely on her success from that right side position. If she's not doing it, what are they going to have to do?
You know, that's when you maybe look at what my player of the game was, Kendall Bender for them. I think the middle blocker, I mean, yes, she's more of a defensive player, but she's played well this year. You maybe look for her if they can't get it set on the right side.
Oh, and off the block and out. So Wilmington stops the 6-0 run of the Phoenix. And checking into the game for the first time, Claire Sawyer. She goes back to serve. So with Madison Peters now out of the game for the Seahawks, going to have to find someone to look to, as that one is sent straight into the net.
You know, one thing Coach Tendler said about the last game is that the Seahawks came out great defensively. Tonight there doesn't seem to be too much communication. They look a little flustered. A big difference between this and the last game. You can see the Phoenix seem to have pretty strong control of this game early on.
Clark goes at Weissman. Back set off the block and down Krasminski.
Krasminski right next to Daniel is just really deadly. They both get up there. Hard to get it past them. As you can see, a block there. Just perfect setup between the two of them.
Straight down the line, but called out. No, a touch on the Phoenix. So the point awarded to the Seahawks. Checking into the game, Ashley Thompson for the first time, the freshman defensive specialist. Clark goes outside to Daniel, up and off the top of the block, and a point for the Phoenix.
When the Phoenix get that ball to Leah Daniel, good things happen again. Another point there for the Phoenix right after a kill from Leah Daniel.
And an 8-2 run now for the Phoenix after starting a little slow. Right back in it as Daniel serves, goes short. And Krasminski with the heads-up push towards the back corner.
Plays like that are what wins games as well. Just like when you see those little openings like Krasminski did there, you get easy points, and in tight games, that's what's going to win it for you.
Oh, a little too soft on that serve by Leah Daniel if they give that one back. And the libero, Anna Weissman, checks out and brings back in Rebecca Nuanez. Kendall Bender to serve. Clark back sets Thomas. A one-ball opportunity for Krasminski. Can't convert with no touch, so the Seahawks get the point and bring it to a 3-point deficit.
Seahawks look like they have a little bit more control after calling their timeout. I mean, the Phoenix definitely still playing very strong, but the Seahawks are making less mental mistakes at least.
And Nori Thomas gets the serve back for the Phoenix as Krasminski goes back, but Thomas, a player that's really gotten going as of late.
Yes, she has, and that was just beautiful cross court, making the defender dive for it and just ultimately could not get there.
Gower sends over a free ball. Setting up Nuanez in the middle. An interference into the net by Elon. That's going to be an automatic point for the Seahawks.
Tough call that you don't want to see there, as you want to minimize the mistakes, especially early in a match, to grab that momentum.
Kellen Trouse with the tip, covered. Now outside to Peters, goes short. And Peters starting to get going a little bit. She needs to get the kills up for this team to stay in it.
Yes, she does. As you can see here, Peters just finds that little gap and sets it, drops it right in front of the Phoenix. Nothing they could do about it.
What a tough pass there by Bella Seaman. Kellen Trouse can't get there as the referee poked it with the forearm. Well, questionable on that one in my book.
You could tell Trouse was a little bit frustrated there too, but see if the Phoenix can rebound right here.
Off the block and way out. But a point for UNC Wilmington as they tie it up. Back at 13.
UNC Wilmington really getting into that groove out of the timeout. It took them a little bit, but they've definitely calmed down, taken advantage of a few errors, and now we're playing really, really well.
Well, so far we've seen a 8-2 run by the Phoenix, now a 4-0 run by Wilmington. But one thing that stands out is the number of blocks are way down. If you look back at last matchup between these two, Wilmington had 29 blocks as a team, which is way more than the average. And Elon has 1 block to Wilmington's 0. So right now, Elon's really doing what they wanted to do, is completely take out the block of the Seahawks and just have free hits. So what have they been doing right?
Well, they are doing what I've noticed a lot of is when you get a cross court on those kills, it's more likely to drop than if you try to go on the same side and play with the line. And they've done a really good job with that. You've seen Leah Daniel do it quite a few times. Just overall, I mean, both teams have been doing it. Both teams playing really well. And really, that's been so far what they've been doing, getting away from the block.
Well, and so far, Leah Daniel is 2 for 2 in the hit category. And she's one that has drastically improved her hit percentage from below 200 last year as a freshman to just under 300 for this season. Now Kellen Trouse on the outside finds the line.
That was just perfect placement right there. Not much you could do about it if you're the Seahawks. When you see here, just behind all the defenders, it's a tough spot for the Seahawks to have to deal with.
So Cody Garcia checks in to serve now for the Phoenix. She's got one of the most memorable service routines there is, as she sends that one short with a jump float. And a quick ball, no touch, point Phoenix.
Yeah, you see it. You see those like serve, like pregame serve techniques, a lot like a free throw routine in basketball. And it really works for most players, I feel like. It gets them into that groove.
And a perfect serve by Garcia. Can't get the ball up. And another service ace.
Just a beautiful find, a big open gap right there. No one from the Seahawks could get to it.
So Elon already with 3 service aces, 1 for Garcia and 2 for Seaman. Those are some easy points if you can get them.
Yes, yes, they are. And, oh, almost another one right there, it looked like.
Peters. Garcia to Cummins, a quick ball, got up. Now Thomas has a go and finds the line. Maybe one of the toughest balls to read there as Thomas goes straight down the line. A tough read for Cody Garcia to let that one go.
Extremely tough read, especially when she was right there on the line. It's a killer.
And an overpass is sent back by Augustine emphatically as the Seahawks regain a 1-point deficit.
High IQ play, take advantage of the miscue of the Phoenix there. Augustine just gets that one to drop.
Another overpass. Finally, the Phoenix get that one. Sets up Clark off the block and down. So the Wilmington gets their first block of the match so far.
Really, so far, I've noticed it seems at one point each team makes a small mistake, and the other team's done a very good job, as you could see there. Just a beautiful block of taking advantage of those mistakes. And it's been pretty even, as you saw Elon make lots of mistakes, and Seahawks did it. Back to the Phoenix, back to the Seahawks, and now we're tied at 16.
And another 3-0 run right now for Wilmington as Jamie Thomas finds the back line for a service ace. Their second of the match.
Phoenix thought they had that one behind them, but another just a small mistake that could end up killing the Phoenix.
Trouse sets up Garcia with a 2-ball. Now Trouse off the block and gets the kill. So Kellen Trouse, a player that last matchup only had 5 kills, now has 2 to her name right now in just 4 attempts. And Coach Tendler, she has said multiple times, if Kellen Trouse hits well, we win matches.
I mean, you can call her an X factor. It's very, very true. Hope she plays well tonight. Has a great block there.
The block by Clark and Cummins. Not your average duo, but one that gets the job done.
Oh, it doesn't. They just get up there. Beautiful block. I mean, it's hard when they're so high above the net to get it past those hands.
And the double called on Haley Clark there. Just a boom, boom instead of one boom.
Yeah, only can use one boom there.
So Nuanez back to serve. Trouse, Garcia. Outside, off the block. Now Clark pushes it over. Sets up Peters. And unsure. Looked like it just went down. Or pardon me, Leah Daniel was in the net on that one. So an automatic point for Wilmington as they regain the lead, 19-18. Leah Daniel goes over the block, finds the outside line.
It's amazing the amount of air time she gets there. Really feels like she's soaring through the air, as you'll see here on the replay. Just across court, she's deadly with those cross-court kills.
And with a short court, when you're going so hard on that angle, tough to get the velocity right, but does a good job of that. As Bender gets set up, can't convert. Garcia goes outside again to Daniel off the block and sent straight back down.
I mean, it's no secret the Phoenix like to go to Daniel. You can see the Seahawks read that one beautifully. They're there before it's even in Daniel's hands, at Daniel's hands, and get a beautiful block.
So Wilmington keeps the 1-point lead. Garcia goes outside again to Daniel, and the kill.
Wilmington 2-8 in conference, 1-8 on the road. They definitely need a strong start like they have tonight. Get some momentum, as it's hard to win those games as visitors. You can see it's tied right now. They're very much in this one, taking advantage of the Phoenix mistakes.
Clark goes at Thomas. Sets up Augustine off the hands of Bella Seaman, and point Wilmington. So Wilmington seemingly got the edge right now, but Elon trying to get back. They need a side out.
Both teams have definitely calmed down a little bit, and right now Wilmington is just taking advantage. It's a little bit of a communication.
Just asking, making sure they got the call right, rightfully so, as Ashley Thompson checks back in to serve. Clark outside to Daniel. Now Thomas. Seaman struggles. Clark bump set to Trouse from the back row. Weissman. Called out. Great leave by the Phoenix, and there you have it. 22-21. Pardon me, 21 all. Phoenix needed that one for sure.
Yes, they did. A little bit more momentum on their side. I mean, Wiseman read Daniel perfectly as they have her over there ready for that cross-court kill. And then the Seahawks just could not take advantage of the free play, as neither team really has tonight. Got a little over-eager. And Phoenix get the point.
Daniel from the back row, off the block and down. UNC Wilmington will not go away.
It really feels like the Seahawks are just singling in on reading what Daniel's doing and trying to really knock her out of this game, get in her head as they get another block there.
So now Bender serves, miscommunication, put up, and a free ball sent over by Haley Clark.
Let's see if someone finally takes advantage of a free play, and they do right there.
Well, and that's Rebecca Nuanez as a timeout called by Coach Mary Tendler, as this one set up by Sawyer goes right off the block of Chris Minsky and down.
And just find a beautiful gap there in the back line, take advantage, and now have a 2-point lead in this first set.
Well, and right now Wilmington has the 2-point lead right now in this first set. Coach Mary Tendler is not necessarily one that always says something or changes anything in the timeouts, but if she's looking at game plan, what's one weakness you might have found right now in the Phoenix game plan?
The Phoenix, I feel like, I don't know if they're singling in too much on Leah Daniel, as you haven't seen a ton of her, but it's clear that the Seahawks know she's a threat and are focused on her. So I would say you definitely want to look at other players, use Daniel as a distraction almost out there, and see if you can get some other players hot right now.
Well, Leah Daniel already has 7 total attacks, and a player that can really get going for them and be very effective is Nori Thomas, the senior, who you see in this dugout right now, is trying to urge him on. She is clearly the emotional leader of this Phoenix squad, and she's only got 2 sets so far, so maybe they look to her on the right side if she's in, and she is coming back into the court.
It's a great idea. I mean, she's very fierce, lots of energy. You can tell she'd be a great idea to go and try to get some points with attacks.
So Bender's to serve, 23-21. Clark to Trouse, up and over the block, finds the line. What a huge kill.
As it was stated earlier, Trouse really an X factor, finding that back corner just in between the two Seahawk defenders. Read that one too late. Point Phoenix.
And now the freshman Alex Van Westeringen checking in, the defensive specialist. She is to serve. Thomas off the block and down. That's always a tough one when you're the blockers. Just a soft ball goes off as you can't get your hands on it. Point Wilmington, and set point as Bryn Montgomery serves.
This would be huge if the Seahawks could get this set. I mean, as I've mentioned, they've really struggled on the road. We'll see what happens here.
Seaman can't quite get there, and Thomas's kill will finish the first set. Wilmington wins the first 25-22. After a quick break, we'll have more action for the second set right here on Elon Sports Vision.
every week is a grind.
Everybody's going to play with a chip on their shoulder.
The competition is endless. It's never boring in the CAA.
You have the best competition day in, day out. Any team can come in any single day and beat you.
The talent week in and week out is unlike any other.
The CAA is the best conference in FCS for a reason.
You're taking this base of knowledge that Elon has given you and you're applying it to the real world. And in return, you're taking this knowledge you gained from the study abroad experience and you're bringing it back to Elon.
Welcome back to Schar Center for the second set between UNCW and Elon in this CAA matchup. And coming into this one, we saw earlier this season, Elon fell on the road at Wilmington 3-1. And right now, Wilmington already got up early. What have they done right?
Well, Wilmington right out of the bat really took advantage of those mistakes early in the set by the Phoenix. But then the Phoenix really calmed down, got back into it. And overall, they were just more diverse, I feel like, than the Phoenix. As the Phoenix really tried to focus on, try to get their balls to a few people. And the Seahawks, like, really dug down on that one, got a few key blocks, easy points. And really, that was the difference in the match for that one.
Well, and to your point, Wilmington has Jamie Thomas with 5 kills, Kyla Augustine with 4, Madison Peters with 3, Rebecca Nuanez with 3. So they've got 4 people already with at least 3, and Elon has Kellen Strauss with 3 and Leah Daniel with 4, only 2 players in that regard. So you're absolutely right, is that the kills category, Elon is down 12-6. They got to get something going, and I think they need to get one more person going. If you're Coach Mary Tendler, who do you want to see get more sets?
You know, for me, it'd be Nori Thomas, the senior. She's very energetic, as I was saying earlier, and when she plays really well. When she gets energetic, she plays well, gets into the game, and really boosts the team's morale, I feel like. So if she gets hot, I think the Phoenix could get very hot.
Well, and we hope to see Nori Thomas's energy come through after a big point, as she is one that is very outgoing with her celebrations. As Cody Garcia is to serve for the Phoenix to start the second set. Garcia goes quick to Cummins off the hands, and good kill to start the second set.
That was a beautiful find as they find Natalie Cummins there. You can see tips off 2 Seahawks defenders there. Just nothing they could do about that one.
Outside to Augustine, but a block by Haley Clark.
Beautiful block there. You didn't really see too many blocks from the Phoenix in that first set. So definitely want to see them more eager out there on the defensive end.
And Haley Clark, just the 5'10" right side, gets up there really well. And a miscommunication sent out by Wilmington as a bad set by Bryn Montgomery. Gives the point to Elon as they're off to a hot start, already 3-0.
They are. And, you saw the Seahawks come out with a hot start in the first set. In the end, you could say it was the difference. Obviously it got tight for most of it, but the Phoenix definitely want to take advantage of what they've got going for them right now with all the momentum.
Garcia goes outside to Kellen Strauss, dug by Jamie Thomas. Outside to Augustine off the net, no touch, and point Elon. So 4 quick ones for the Phoenix on Garcia's serve, and already this is where you want to be if you're Elon, but you got to think back to the first set when Wilmington was up 5-2 and Elon brought that back quickly.
That is very true. I mean, you've definitely, it's early in this one, but you haven't seen the Phoenix make really any mistakes, and the Seahawks definitely have, but the Phoenix just taking advantage of those mistakes and getting those quick and easy points.
How about a couple blocks by the Phoenix? My goodness. Every time Wilmington wants to get it over, we say no.
The Phoenix just seem to have a lot more intensity on the defensive end early in this one. You can see it's worked out for them as they're already up 5-0 in the second set.
Well, and there's been a lot of energy around Halloween weekend, as they call it, and last night was Halloween, and some pictures from the team as Liz Coyle and Nori Thomas dressed up as one of the best Halloween costumes I've seen. The junior class dressed up as inmates, and the freshman class was the Fairly Odd Parents. You got to give love to Wanda and Cosmo, and the sophomore class was the Powerpuff Girls. So great creativity by them. That was yesterday during practice, and they always have a good time with that. And not to mention Coach Mary Tendler dressed up as Michael Jordan.
That's amazing.
Wearing her Bulls jersey, and she wore that during the William and Mary trip as well, as they won that with 3-0 on Wednesday. And she wore that, and during their practice, she was challenging all of the players to one-on-one. And I can't say what her record was, but I don't know if it was as good as Michael Jordan's. But clearly Elon is having a good time with this team, and they get along really well. As you can, and you've mentioned it, their communication has been really good. Even though they didn't quite start off the first set or finish the first set like they wanted to, their communication has been there, and right now it's showing up in this second set as they get out to a quick 5-0 lead.
Yes, communication's really key on a team like in a sport like this. As the Phoenix 5th in conference and UNCW 7th, you can see there's a lot more communication on the Phoenix side than there is with the Seahawks. And it leads to errors when you don't talk that much, and the Phoenix have taken advantage of those errors.
Leah Daniel from the back row, dug by Montgomery, sets up Peters off the block. Now Trouse gets another kill.
The one thing I really noticed there was Leah Daniels flying through the air. As you can see, Trouse gets that one there. Just a misfortune there for the Seahawks as it goes out of bounds.
And Trouse totals her 4th kill of the match so far. Garcia sends it in again to Thomas. Peters off the hand of Cody Garcia. Saved, but can't quite get it over on the 3rd hit by Cummins.
Again, that's really the first miscommunication you've seen from the Phoenix in the second set. And the Seahawks end up getting a point from it.
So now Nuanez serves, finds Trouse. Garcia goes with the slide to Cummins off the block, and point to Elon.
Another play there where really the Phoenix did not try to use Leah Daniel too much. And as the Seahawks really keyed in on her in this first set, shying away from her, going other places, it's working for the Phoenix.
Montgomery sets it up to Peters, who goes for the tip, and Leah Daniel can't quite get the block. So Wilmington narrows it 7-2.
Deadly tip there. Again, you could see they're expecting strong hit, and just a little tip threw them off there.
Sawyer serves it short. Garcia, middle to Clark, and that is sent right back by Kendall Bender, your player of the game, and she has really been showing up on the block.
She really has. I mean, last game with 4 or 5 blocks, I believe she gets one there. Just read that play perfectly. It's her 3rd block of the game.
Now Daniel goes cross court again, dug by Weissman. Thomas from the back row saved, but interference called by Elon as Natalie Cummins was in the net there.
Seahawks really calming down right now, getting that groove. You can see just like that, it's back down to a 3-point set.
Good 3 ball. Leah tries to go off the block. Over, and Wilmington recovers. Garcia goes slide again to Cummins off the block. Weissman, bump set to Thomas from the back row. Outside to Thomas, off the block, and in.
Beautiful block there from the Seahawks, hitting it right on that line. Not much that the Phoenix could do there.
And good anticipation by Bender and Montgomery to get over to Leah's side quick.
Just great anticipation there. I gotta say, I'm loving that replay camera angle. Gives a beautiful view from the net.
Well, and coming right back at you is Leah Daniel. And if she can't get it through the block, she'll go up and over. So you see Leah Daniel just out-jumping everyone, goes right over the top of Montgomery as Bella Seaman serves.
Again, also there, Daniel going down the line instead of cross court. And it worked for the Phoenix.
And then airmail by Augustine gives service, keeps service with Bella Seaman as Elon is trying to maintain their lead now 9-5 in the second set. Augustine on the outside gets the kill off the hand of Kellen Trouse.
You can see here on the replay, just beautiful positioning. Saw a little bit of an opening in that corner, found it there just off Trouse's hands.
Into the net by Ashley Thompson, and point Elon as they get an unconventional side out, but Haley Clark is back to serve. And one thing on that last kill for Wilmington is Jen Krasminski, who's a freshman, has been working very hard on trying to close her block and make it tighter. And on the last one, they were just able to go right through it. Haley Clark goes short. Thomas digs it to Montgomery, and the kill. And Bryn Montgomery, not your average setter, as she can hit on the right side too.
Yeah, definitely something you have to watch out for, just right between the two Phoenix right there of Krasminski and Daniel.
Outside to Daniel, tip, recovered by Sawyer, sent out by Thompson, finds Thomas. Off the tip, Clark back sets Thomas, off the block and down. Nori Thomas put it on the board.
Beautiful hit there from Nori Thomas, gets the kill. And one thing I noticed early on in that is Leah Daniel had a little tip play. You saw her really focusing on that cross-court kill in the first set, being a lot more dynamic in the second set already. And it's really working out for the Phoenix.
Well, Daniel showing off the arsenal that she's worked so hard on, goes short with her serve. A back set to Montgomery, and she keeps hitting well.
Again, you saw early on in this one, you saw a lot of blocks, a lot of defense. Not as much of that anymore, as both teams finding the seams. They find the hole right there in the middle of that Phoenix defense, and it drops.
And when a player plays all around like Bryn Montgomery does, she needs to be able to do everything as she gets the service ace to my point.
Trouse just couldn't quite get down there to that ball. Great play from the Seahawks, just leave it a little bit short and make the Phoenix scramble for it.
Montgomery to Gower, almost sends that over, saved by Clark. Thomas, Bella Seaman cannot get the ball up, and now 11-10 Elon. And Wilmington is right back in this set.
Yeah, Wilmington stormed back. You could see Thomas, super dynamic. It's very high up there and just finds a big empty space to put that ball.
Sets up Peters with the left hand. Good cover by Nori Thomas. Goes outside to Trouse. Now Thompson sends a free ball over. Miscommunication and finds the back line somehow. Ashley Thompson, the freshman.
You've seen a lot of that tonight as there's been a few free balls and just really either team just miscommunicates what they want to do on it, and it ends up working in that team's favor when you really would not expect that at all.
And after a very hot start by the Phoenix, Wilmington has been the team that's rising from the ashes, unlike the Phoenix, and they're right back in this set with a 4-0 scoring run, and a large portion of that is thanks to Bryn Montgomery, the setter and outside hitter, and she's also been able to do a lot of stuff alongside Rebecca Nuanez, who is a middle blocker number 14 for Wilmington, and she can really do everything as she has today. She can get blocks and kills.
Middle blockers, great. They're normally one of the tallest on the team, and you can see she's very dynamic. You don't always see that from the middle blocker, but she's been doing it on both the offensive and defensive end. So you see their beautiful block. And now here on the offensive end too, overall just really playing well, being one of the leaders on the Seahawks team, bringing them back from down a quick 5-0 deficit, and now we're just tied back up at 11.
When you see on that last kill that Nuan has had in the package, when she gets that one-on-one, she's able to read the block really well and place her shot, as she did very well there. Now Bryn Montgomery still on serve for her 5th time. Well, free ball. Thompson, Montgomery, outside to Peters, knocks it down with the left hand.
First lead there for this set for the Seahawks. So you can see early on, the Phoenix are really doing a good job of playing defensively, as you see here, just again in between those two Phoenix defenders. And now that there's been a little bit of a streak for the Seahawks, they've been finding the holes in the defense.
So Montgomery finds Nuanez, saved by the Phoenix, sent over another free ball. Montgomery, Nuanez, off the hands of Clark, saved, but could not quite get it over. Could the Phoenix, and another point, extending the scoring run to 6-0 for Wilmington.
I was just talking about how neither team's really taking advantage of this free ball, but now you can see the Seahawks doing a great job of it here in the middle part of the second set.
What a tough set. Shot over by Krasminski. Now sets up Thomas. Dug by Gower, but sent right back down by Madison Peters.
A great dig there by Gower, just unlucky as it goes straight back to the Seahawks, and they take advantage of that one.
So Bryn Montgomery with her 8th consecutive serve. Trouse, saved by Weissman, sets Thomas. Gower, Clark, sends it right down the middle.
Beautiful play there by Clark. Really, in a place where the Phoenix needed some momentum, and you can see here she's just going to find that empty little hole and make the heads-up play, throws everyone off.
And such a good job of duping it all the way, just hiding what she's going to do and finding a little pocket in the middle to end the 7-0 scoring run.
Phoenix desperately needed that point, and they got it.
Montgomery back in the front row. Peters can't convert off the arms of Natalie Cummins.
And there that defense just squeezed in, made it hard for Seahawks to get anything done. And just another great defensive play here from the Phoenix.
Well, check that. That is Nori Thomas with the block, as she gets credited with it. Jen Krasminski serves again off the arm of Thompson. Sets up Thomas off the block. Clark sets up Thomas off the block and down. And Wilmington, the block is starting to come around now. That's their 6th of the match.
You'll see here, they just get that beautiful block. There was no one behind there for the Phoenix to get that ball. And easy point for the Seahawks.
So Wilmington with the 2-point lead. Thomas serves it short, and another ace for Wilmington. Elon is completely flustered with everything that the Seahawks are throwing them.
They started off so strongly, playing great defensively, not making mistakes, and now you can see both of those things have really ended up killing them in this set.
And Thomas sends it just a little too short into the net. And hopefully Elon can get a little momentum from that potentially, as Cody Garcia comes in to serve, and she was the one that started off this set with the 5-0 run on her serve. Maybe she's the one that can get them going right now.
Let's see if she can be that spark plug the Phoenix need right now. Down 2.
Garcia finds Thomas. And a double called on Bryn Montgomery there. Here comes the run potentially for the Phoenix, trying to take advantage of a few mistakes by Wilmington.
Let's hope so. As you definitely, these are the types of matches that you really need to take advantage of. I mean, Seahawks 2-8 in conference. Shouldn't be too tough for the Phoenix, but they're really having to fight this one. Seahawks giving it their all tonight.
What a great block by Natalie Cummins to give them a third consecutive point. As you see, Cummins just gets right up there in time and not straight down, but got down anyway.
Got down, and really you've seen Cummins be a great player for the Phoenix this set. She's played really, really strong, and they've looked to her both on the offensive and defensive side.
Strauss finds Weissman. Montgomery to Thomas from the back row. Almost kept alive by Julia Crabtree, but could not quite get there. So service back to Wilmington.
Thomas, a lot like Leah Daniels, just gets up there, great vertical, and can get it over almost any defense any way she needs to.
Nuanez back to serve, sends it straight into the tape and ties it right back up at 17.
I have to say the Phoenix are getting really lucky with a few serve errors from Wilmington, really keeping them in this set.
When checking back into the game for the Phoenix, Leah Daniel, love to see her back on the front line as Kellen Strauss is back to serve. Daniel off the block. No one's there, and out call. Point Phoenix as they go up 18-17 in the second set.
Phoenix getting a little bit lucky there. I mean, again, great job by the Seahawks just to read what was going to happen, closing in on Leah Daniel, and an unfortunate bounce for them.
Garcia goes out to Daniel, and an easy double call on that one as it ties it right back at 18. You can see it in the rotation of the ball off the set from Garcia.
Yes, you could. Those are tough ones. So in the end of a match so close, that could be the difference. And that's really tough if it does come down to that.
Garcia to Daniel. Dug by Weissman. Tipped by Montgomery, saved by Crabtree. Sets up Daniel. Weissman gets another arm on it. Augustine cannot quite find the short corner, and Elon gets another point and goes back on serve, 19-18.
Again, Daniel there trying to find that opposite corner. She made my jaw drop as I saw that ball coming straight towards me. I gotta say, sometimes these volleyball players just amaze me.
Sawyer sets Bender in the middle, and she gets her first kill of the match. And it took her 6 attempts to get her first one, but Kendall Bender is now on the board in the kill category. She's been doing it elsewhere with 4 blocks on the day, but finally gets her first kill.
She has. I mean, coming off a great offensive game, definitely been stronger on the defensive end, but the Phoenix got to be careful not let her get hot and get a few kills in a row.
Thomas goes straight down the line. Garcia can't get it up, and Wilmington takes the lead 20-19. It's looking a lot like last set.
It really is, and that set was not in the Phoenix favor, as you can see. Again, Thomas just soaring through the air, and you can tell Garcia was a little upset she could not get that one.
The slide play by Krasminski is sent into the corner and ties it right back up at 20.
Great play there by Krasminski to come over. I mean, that one's tough to read to see where she's going to go with it. You can see here she just ends up going across court. Nothing you can do about it.
And right through the double block of Wilmington gets Haley Clark back on service. She checks into the game.
They were definitely expecting her to go right down the line. She just did not there.
Bump set to Daniel. Between the block and down, Elon regains the lead.
Thomas tried switching up with a little tip there, and you can see the Phoenix take advantage. Daniel gets exactly what she wants. An easy kill, just beautifully placed. And that vertical coming in clutch once again.
Quick set to Bender. Dug by Clark. Set Daniel, can't get it over the tape, and that ties it right back up at 21.
Daniel trying to make just shows some diversity there. It ends up hurting them, but honestly, I think that was just a very smart play. Just didn't end up working out in her favor.
So Bender back to serve. Trouse to Clark, outside to Daniel. Oh, and a bad set by Sawyer. Mistimed it for Nuanez, and point towards the Phoenix. Leah Daniel stays on serve.
You know, you can see the Phoenix definitely had a little bit of a rough stretch with a lot of miscommunications, but really tightening up here, playing well, playing much better than they were, and now you can see really taking advantage of those Seahawks mistakes.
Weissman sets up Thomas off the block and down. Let's tie it up again, why not?
This match, just like the first one, very close, very intense. We'll see here in a heartbeat what happens. As that one's tough.
And
again,
the block just not quite tight enough.
Just not quite tight enough, and Thomas finding it, getting that kill there.
Weissman setting up Peters on the right side, off the top of the block and out. Point Wilmington as they regain the lead and service, now 23-22.
You can see again when the Phoenix let up just a little bit defensively, it starts to kill them, and now again, as you said, Seahawks up one once again.
Well, and Elon taking the timeout here, and there are a lot of similarities to the first set, and what really gave Wilmington that first set win was the errors that Elon was committing. So right now you've really got to buckle down and make sure there's no miscommunications and no errors if you can afford to.
Oh, 100%. I think if they can tighten up this defense and out of this timeout, they'll be in great shape.
Well, and when it's homecoming weekend, we've got Sidel Curry in the stands with her mom, Sonia, graduating just a few years ago as she was part of this Elon volleyball roster while here, and one of the most well-known faces on Elon campus.
For sure.
Not just because of her last name being Curry, but because of the presence that she has made felt in the entire Elon community. So we thank Sidel Curry and her mom, Sonia, for showing up to homecoming weekend and this final senior weekend for Elon volleyball. And Wilmington's up 23-22 on the Phoenix in this second set. And one thing that Coach Tendler has harped on so much recently is the serve and receive game. And with Montgomery back to serve, she was the one that went on the 7-0 run for the Seahawks earlier in the first set. And you've got to be a little scared of her serve. So serve receive comes in big right here.
Oh, I would be terrified. They definitely need to focus on serve receive right now.
Trouse to Clark, to Trouse again, off the block. And Trouse was called in the net.
That is a tough one.
And a 2-point lead for Wilmington, 24-22. And again, Wilmington picking up on the errors by Elon. Montgomery serves set point. Sets up Thomas. Blocked and counted in. Nori Thomas got a little delayed call by the lines judge, but Elon is staying in this set as Alex Van Westerinen checks in.
Again, I was talking about a little bit about that defense. They really tighten up here. Great read of the play. And they get that block, and it just drops perfectly.
Nori Thomas saying, meet me at the net. Van Westerinen serves it over, sets up Thomas. Good dig by Clark. Tip by Trouse. Weissman sets up Thomas. Van Westerinen goes to Trouse, just sends it over with a quick push. Nuanez. Nori Thomas on the right side. And Thompson from the back row, the defensive specialist, with the kill to end the second set, giving Wilmington a 2-0 lead.
Back and forth there, and finally a little bit of a miscommunication, and the Seahawks take advantage. As it looks like he even tipped the net a little bit, throwing off the Phoenix.
Well, and Wilmington gets the second one as we head to the break between the second and third set, and we'll be right back here after a quick one for the third set between Wilmington and Elon right here on Elon Sports Vision.
That was crazy. All I was really thinking about at that point in my life was wrestling.
And if I stay on this leg and he pulls me down,
It's a cliche thing to say, but as soon as I stepped on campus, I knew it was the one.
Because there's nothing like actually stepping on Elon's campus and seeing what we're really about.
Just come to Elon. Like, just experience Elon once, and you will always come back.
The culture of Elon is what makes it special.
High of 87 and a low of 66.
Your time at Elon is this sort of bounded special moment. We have a word for it in anthropology. It's called the liminal. And that's where the magic happens. That's where people change. They transform.
It's a mind-blowing experience.
every week is a grind.
Everybody's going to play with a chip on their shoulder.
The competition is endless. It's never boring in the CAA.
You have the best competition day in, day out. Any team can come in any single day and beat you.
The talent week in and week out is unlike any other.
The CAA is the best conference in FCS for a reason.
Welcome back to Schar Center as we get ready for the third set between UNCW and the Elon Phoenix. Taylor Lundquist alongside Chase Williams. Chase, what has stood out to you so far?
What stood out to me is overall as a team, the attack percentage is much lower than I would have expected tonight. And it's really been a killer for the Phoenix. Just overall, maybe one of the reasons why they're behind in this game.
Well, certainly attack percentage is a big difference right there. And as we have mentioned, it is a CAA matchup between Elon and UNCW, and don't let those records deceive you. At Wilmington at 2-8 is much better than their record, and Elon at 6-5 is very nervous for this one. The top 6 teams advance to the CAA playoffs at the end of the season, and with just 2 weekends to play, this is a must-win game. And Coach Mary Tendler said, we all know that we need the wins and they need the wins, and it's not like anyone's gonna give you their worst. So everyone's coming out gunning for every other team.
Everyone's giving the best right now. And you can see the Phoenix are definitely going to have to switch something up if they want to win this match tonight.
So in a 2-0 hole, the Phoenix need to get back in the action as Montgomery is on serve to start the third set.
We talked a little bit in that first set about how they needed to be more diverse to get away from Daniel, and they did do that, but I felt like they really focused in on Trouse as we see the Seahawks at that point. So I really would like to see the Phoenix switch it up throughout this set, go to multiple different players here.
Well, they try to find Haley Clark on the right side there, but could not quite get the tip over the net. Montgomery still on serve. The slide to Coyle picked up by Montgomery. Peters, dug by Garcia. Set to Daniel off the high hands, and point Elon.
No doubt about it, you still do want to get to Leah Daniel. And they did their beautiful kill there off the hands of Madison Peters. And the Phoenix get their first point of the set.
When Bella Seaman with 2 service aces so far today, now 1 service error as Wilmington gets a side out, now 2-1.
Let's talk about when Wilmington's been down in the hole, they've been struggling to communicate. When they play well, they've been communicating well. And great communication there, as everyone in the arena could hear her scream out there.
Garcia sets Daniel, goes right over the top and down as Weissman can't quite get there. Leah Daniel showing her presence.
Again, yeah, Leah Daniel just going to her favorite spot, that opposite corner. And it works out perfectly as she elevates over 2 defenders right there.
And if that block is not up in time, Leah Daniel will punish you. And another service error by Haley Clark, and the Phoenix just giving the Wilmington 2 easy points.
I mean, we've talked about it all night. The Phoenix making mistakes, and it's killed them. You can see it's killing them already in this third set.
They go towards Daniel again, goes off the block and gets the point. So Leah Daniel with 2 kills already to start this third set. She's more back on track than where she usually is.
Yes, she definitely is. And a little bit of bad luck for the Seahawks as it just deflects off and goes out of bounds. And you can see now Daniel back to serve. If she gets hot, I mean, no doubt about it, it might be done for the Seahawks, but they have been keen in on her all night.
A great dig by Clark. Sets up Trouse on the outside, sends it over. Dug by Weissman. And Bender gets the kill through the middle of the block.
A little bit, you'll see a little bit of a late reaction from Seaman here. It ends up just killing the Phoenix as it drops right next to her.
A great find by Bender. The block again, just a little too spaced out, and Bender finds the gap. Now Clark goes outside to Trouse, off the tape and down.
You can see there, it just went right in between those 2 Seahawk defenders, and the Phoenix getting a much-needed point.
Well, and Cody Garcia on the bench really trying to get the team going with a few EU chants, trying to get everyone involved. Now, attack by Montgomery is a free ball. Elon gets possession back. She goes outside to Trouse off the block. Back row, Daniel tip. And Wilmington can't recover. And the 4 touches are called. Point Elon. Not your average kill by Leah Daniel, but one nonetheless.
No, it very much was. Great effort there by the Seahawks. Just couldn't do anything about it. And as you stated, Cody Garcia on that bench trying to get this team hyped up. A lot of times we see that of Nori Thomas, but tonight, Cody Garcia just trying to keep this team with a healthy dose of positivity as they get another point there.
Well, and how about an ace by Natalie Cummins? Not very often that you see an ace service by one of your middle blockers, but Elon, a team that runs this 6-2 formation, which gets their middle blockers a lot of service opportunities, and a good one there by Cummins. Now Augustine sends it long, no touch called, point Elon.
A beautiful play there by Leah Daniels, just to duck, sometimes it's as simple as that. Very tall player gets down, ball goes soaring over her head, out of bounds. See, the team definitely has a little bit more of their swagger back as a block there. They knew exactly what was coming, played it perfectly. And you're going to see on the replay, I believe, a block by number 15, Elizabeth Coyle.
Well, and there's that energy and fire you see from Nori Thomas.
Gotta love it, especially on an emotional weekend like this. Senior day is coming up for her on Sunday.
How about Natalie Cummins playing the back row like it's all she does, calling that ball out on a 6-0 run. Thought there was a timeout called. Natalie Cummins was already ready to go to the bench, but she's back on serve.
A little bit surprised there wasn't a timeout, as the Phoenix have found a swagger here. I would say these last 6, it definitely have been the best they've played all night, even better than that 5-0 run they roared out to last set.
Trouse goes off the block. Sawyer saves it. Now sent over.
See if the
Clark
Phoenix
to Trouse. Through the block, dug by Weissman. Back row, Daniel. Cut down the line, Doug. Thomas from the back row just creeps over the net.
Thomas been playing so well for the Seahawks tonight. Really, in my opinion, been their best player so far. And taking advantage of it there again.
Well, and Jamie Thomas for Wilmington already with 11 kills on just 22 attempts and 0 errors. The efficiency that we've seen from her has been incredible. Trouse goes tip. Clark bat sets Nori Thomas off the block. No one there to recover it. Nori Thomas gets Elon another one back, 10-5.
One thing I've noticed about Thomas, watching her throughout the season, when she gets contact on that ball, she always gets solid contact. And, I gotta say, I'd be quite terrified to be on the other end of one of her hits.
Well, it's a good thing we're not out there in the white jerseys trying to defend them.
Oh, it's quite the good thing. It might be quite entertaining, though.
And another ace by Cody Garcia, her second one of the match. And Elon now on a 7-1 scoring run, doing everything right after that break between the second and third set, and they're coming out hot.
They're having a lot more fun in this one, as you saw Maddie Ginaway on the bench just jamming out.
Garcia to Trouse on the outside, off the block, saved up by Leah Daniel. Sets Trouse again, goes up and over this time. Thomas can't quite find the line, another point for the Phoenix. And Maddie Genoway is having a ball on the sideline.
She is having the time of her life. As you can see here on the replay, just gets past Daniel, but just a little too far, goes out of bounds. You can see one thing I noticed so far, did not notice this until tonight, but Cody Garcia, she focuses in on that ball. Great concentration. No wonder she's such a key player for this Phoenix team.
Absolutely, and she knows the hitters really well. They've developed a great chemistry over her 3 years with the program.
She does. I was reading up a lot on her. Of course, she was the preseason player of the game there, as the Phoenix get pre-game player of the match. Wow.
You got it, bud. Boy. Garcia finds Trouse with the quick middle hit right through the block and down. And Kellen Trouse, when she gets going, that's a huge factor. She's up to 6 kills on the day.
Just found a huge gap there in the defense, took advantage of it.
Trouse with the overpass and out, almost saved by Cody Garcia. But they said she went over the line on the outside of the net.
As I was stating, or trying to state before, a little bit of slip up. I mean, as I was reading about Garcia earlier today, I mean, Coach Mary Tindler said that she checks all the boxes, and overall is just a great playmaker. And this is before she even stepped foot on campus in 2017. So just imagine 2.5 years under her belt, almost 3, as the Phoenix get another point. How much she could have improved.
And another double for Wilmington gives Elon service possession as Bella Seaman goes back there, and she has one of the most deadly serves on this Elon team, as we've already seen on display so far today. Peters from the back row. Leah Daniel goes cross court, no touch called. And just outside the white marks gives Wilmington the point, now 14-8.
Wilmington really needed that one, as I would say this is the best, easily the best that the Phoenix have looked all night. And the Seahawks getting a critical point, need to build on it here. As Nori Thomas really been the spark plug, serves for the Seahawks.
Good save by Bella Seaman. Now outside set to Leah Daniel. Cuts it down the line and finds it.
Just beautifully placed. I was worried that one was personally out, but you'll see here on the replay, beautiful place. No one back there, lands right on that line. Great play by no one else than Leah Daniel.
Well, she's gotten in trouble so far this match, trying to overpower the block, sending it straight into their arms and getting blocked a few too many times, but they're realizing the block's already set up, going up and over and using the finesse to get there. And
they've just calmed down so much, and you can see it in this third set. And they're really taking advantage of all of these chances they can.
Well, and they may have been calmed down on the court, but on the bench they are fired up. And a large reason why they are is because of Natalie Cummins, who has been having a phenomenal match so far.
She really, really has. I mean, overall, you can see they're struggling a little bit, but early on, but she's played consistently great throughout the night, and really someone that the Phoenix can lean on.
One thing that you can always benefit from if it happens is your middle blocker playing the back row really well, and Natalie Cummins has been doing that so far in this third set extremely well, calling balls out, getting service aces, getting kills. She's been doing it all so far for them and giving them this 7-point lead in the third set.
My favorite thing in all of sports is easily someone that can be dynamic, do everything, and not necessarily something I knew coming into the night that she could do, but she's been doing it all for the Phoenix. And a great reason why they're up 15-8 in this third set.
Well, Natalie Cummins, a very emotional player, has some highs, has some lows, but when the highs are high, they are great. Peters from the right side goes straight over the block, and Wilmington gets another point, 15-9.
Wilmington seems to get a little bit of swagger coming on right now. They're taking advantage of it. They definitely need to build on this right now if they want any chance in this third set, as this seems to be the most wide open set we've had so far.
Back set to Leah Daniel off the block. No one's there to recover and gets the kill. On Leah Daniel averaging just under 4 kills a set, already up to 12. Right at that mark already, at 4 per set so far, and right now it looks like there's no stopping her.
You know, she really struggled on the kill percentage early in this match, but this third set's done wonders for her.
And Madison Peters goes up, and away, straight over the block and down from the lefty right side hitter.
A very strong hit from Peters. Both of our eyes jump wide open there, it seemed like. As, again, as I've stated many times, would not want to be in front of that.
Clark runs a semi-slide to Cummins, but recovered by Thomas. A quick ball to Bender. Pancake by Seaman. And she sends over almost a free ball.
Beautiful save there by Seaman.
Another overpass. Can't quite get another save as Bender kills the overpass and gives Wilmington the point.
Tough play there for the Phoenix. Really did not do anything too poorly there, just unfortunate. And the Seahawks take an easy advantage off the hit from not even sure who.
And now back row swing is given a tip call, and Wilmington gets the point. That's off the swing from Katie Lands, who has not gotten too much action today, but gets on the board and sends Sawyer back to serve.
You can see Cummins thought Phoenix got the point. She was very excited, as it looks like there'll be some sort of conversation.
And a Powerade wrapper on the floor, as that is a total danger.
A nice souvenir for us here.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks to be grape flavored.
Well, Claire Sawyer is back to serve, and she is the other setter outside of Bryn Montgomery, who share a lot of the action. Bryn Montgomery is the primary setter, but when she's playing all around, she will get out of position, in which case Claire Sawyer is the setter as she serves now. And way too short, barely touching the bottom of the net. Elon right back on serve, and man, that Elon bench is fired up.
Just like that, you saw they chillaxed a little bit, and Wilmington went on a run, and the wrapper really maybe saved the Phoenix right there as they calmed down. There's a serve error, and just like that, the Phoenix are hyped up again.
Well, Natalie Cummins maybe a little too hyped up, as she was just awarded a yellow card, I believe, for language to the down judge. So Natalie Cummins is going to have to calm it down a little bit, but she's still on serve. Weissman saves it. Elon gets a free ball. Haley Clark goes outside to Kellen Trouse off the block, saved up. Leah Daniel sends over a free ball.
Seahawks did very well at using the free ball in the second set. Can't convert there, but have another chance here.
Another dig by Haley Clark. Another free ball for Elon, their third one so far that they've sent over. Quick set to Bender. And out! What a play by Elon to keep the ball alive 3 separate times and survive a Bryn Montgomery swing as they extend their lead to 6.
At that point, they just were so good at reacting on the defensive end. And in the end, they did it so well that the Seahawks finally just messed up. Soars out of bounds is another mistake there. A little bit of miscommunication. And Elon gets another point.
And another service ace by Natalie Cummins gets Maddie Genoway running around. Wow, this Phoenix team is fun to watch when they are doing well, and right now they are.
Yes, they are, and really you would think for a team that's down 2-0, that a lot of times you see them like quiet, more on edge, but they are more into this match than they have all night, and it's exactly what they've needed so far.
Well, you're absolutely right, as they just a timeout is called by Wilmington during this 3-0 scoring run for the Phoenix. And again, it's happened on the service of Natalie Cummins. Can you talk a little bit about how she's been able to play all of her positions so well today?
Yes, she's played great on all ends. And I think part of that is, we were talking about how emotionally invested she is. And when you're so emotionally invested, it just makes you peak as an athlete. And she's playing so well tonight. Offensively, defensively, on the serve. Got a few blocks, got a few kills. Just doing anything that the Phoenix need.
While Natalie Cummins only has 3 kills to her name, she also has 4 blocks, and that's a huge part of it. Now on the other side of the net, Kendall Bender has 4 blocks of her own, and she's been much more known. She's made her presence much more known so far after that first set, but 0 blocks so far in this third set, as she had 4 in the first 2. They're starting to slow her down a little bit.
They have. The Phoenix have just been doing a very good job about getting over the net, not letting the blocks happen, as that one seemed to tip off, and Wilmington will get that point.
When Katie Lands gets another kill to her name, that's her second, as she takes a seat, bringing in Ashley Thompson to serve.
I would say right now the Phoenix look the most put together either team has looked all night.
Well, Ashley Thompson sends it straight into the net. Not what you want to see when you sub her in for a serve, but earlier in that second set, the winning point was off of a kill from Ashley Thompson, just her 5th of the entire season. So good for her to rack it up, but Cody Garcia checks into the game to serve. Dug by Thompson, now outside. Tipped right back over and out, as Kellen Trouse could not quite put that one back inside the white lines.
You see Bryn Montgomery, she read that. She knew what was going to happen, followed the ball down, called it all the way. Seahawks point.
Garcia goes to Trouse. Outside to Montgomery. And tipped out, no touch. Point Elon, 7-point lead, 21-14. And Elon's in a perfect position right now.
Yes, they are. I mean, it's interesting because, as I've mentioned, UNCW up 2-0, but if I'm the Phoenix right now, I'm not stressed at all. They're playing absolutely beautiful volleyball right now.
Thomas blocked by the combination of Coyle and Clark, and we've seen them. That's the second time they've put it together. My goodness, Alex Van Westerden doing the worm on the sideline. This team is really bought in.
They really, really have. And I mean, really shutting down on what has been Wilmington's best player so far tonight in number 11, Jamie Thomas.
Garcia sets out Daniel, goes cross court, dug by Weissman. The block is there, and they cannot keep it alive off the save by Cody Garcia as Jordan Gower's checking into the game, but Wilmington staying in it, saying they're not going away yet.
Definitely not going away yet. I mean, they want to take advantage of being up 2-0. This set's not over, but they need something to happen and happen now.
Garcia to Daniel, off the block, cannot quite save it. Can Montgomery? That gives Elon an 8-point lead, their largest of the set so far. And Bella Seaman back on serve.
You see Leah Daniel played very well beginning of the set, and again here towards the end coming on strong, just what the Phoenix need.
Peters saved by Cody Garcia with one arm. Leah Daniel dug by Weissman. Outside to Peters again, tries to go cross court. Gower's there. Garcia to Daniel, off the hand of Thompson, and down 24-15. The Phoenix are up.
Right now you're seeing when they get this ball to Daniel like they do here, just the power behind her hit. Nothing you can do if you're the Seahawks there, as Thompson just couldn't quite get two hands on that one.
And not even enough time to set up for Daniel as Thomas sends that one dug by Seaman. Clark sends over a nice finesse shot. Weissman sets up Peters, blocked. Weissman sets up Thomas. Dug by Seaman, sent up by Daniel. Garcia sends it over, Weissman again. Montgomery. Dug by Garcia, another one-handed save. Montgomery to Thomas. Down the line and catches it. 24-16 Wilmington at the hands of Jamie Thomas.
Wilmington holding on by a thread here, as really the difference right now has been the Phoenix just very strongly, reacting very quickly on defense, as they just don't react as quickly there, and it ends up getting Seahawks point. And now with that EU chant coming in.
Thomas serves it into the net, and that is one way to finish the third set, as Elon wins it by 9 points, a wider margin than both of the previous two sets, as we take a quick break heading into this fourth set between Wilmington and Elon. We'll catch you right back here on Elon Sports Vision for the fourth set.
every week is a grind.
Everybody's going to play with a chip on their shoulder.
The competition is endless. It's never boring in the CAA.
You have the best competition day in, day out. Any team can come in any single day and beat you.
The talent week in and week out is unlike any other.
The CAA is the best conference in FCS for a reason.
You're taking this base of knowledge that Elon has given you and you're applying it to the real world. And in return, you're taking this knowledge you gained from the study abroad experience and you're bringing it back to Elon.
Welcome back to Elon Volleyball. I'm Talia Lundquist alongside Chase Williams. And Chase, we've seen one of the X factors that has really been doing it for Elon all year long in Leah Daniel. She's up to 14 kills, and she's really doing everything for them. She is their powerhouse.
She is, and the Seahawks clearly knew that. She started off a little bit rough as the Seahawks really keyed in on her, but that third set, she broke through. 6 kills on the night so far, 14 digs just overall. Playing some of the best volleyball she has all night in that third set. Or excuse me, 14 kills tonight.
Well, and those 14 kills average just below 5%, and her average is just below 4%, so she is even outperforming her own stats. Leah Daniel has been the player to watch all season long for Elon, and not to mention, just a sophomore, has put in so much work in the offseason on her vertical and finesse and serve, receive, and passing. You have to applaud her for how much better she has gotten from one year to the next.
Oh yeah, she's very strong at it, offensive end, tons of a great kill percentage, but she does everything well, which is a great dynamic aspect to have in a volleyball player.
Well, and Leah Daniel last match had 17 kills and 4 digs, already surpassing, almost getting there close as Thomas sends that one deep for the first point of the fourth set as Elon takes a quick lead.
Again, Jordan Gower, you're talking 5'4", awfully short for a volleyball player, but she's great on the serve.
What a great save by Montgomery. Seaman, Garcia, back set to Clark, off the block, and no one's in the back row to get that one for the Phoenix as Wilmington ties it up at 1.
See on the replay, just you can see again, Jamie Thomas just elevates, gets that block beautifully back down that line.
Nuanez serves. Daniel gets another one, 15 on the night.
There was no doubt about it. I could tell even before she made contact with that ball, the Seahawks were done for. Phoenix point, and it goes just as planned.
Now Seaman back to serve. Already 2 service aces on the night. Montgomery goes short to Bender. Daniel again, Weissman dig. Outside to Daniel, dug again by Weissman, sent over, blocked by Cummins. Now Clark goes just too wide on the push.
Really, really smart play there by Clark, just a little too much on that one. And Wilmington gets the point.
So a smart play by Haley Clark, just not quite executed correctly. Now back to serve is Sawyer. Good pass by Gower, outside to Daniel again, down the line. That's 16, just keep adding them up, Leah Daniel.
Leah Daniel in that third set got hot. The Phoenix know it. The Phoenix are using it to their advantage so far.
A quick 2 kills already for Leah Daniel in this set. Clark serves. Leah Daniel again, what about that? Keep them coming. And they just keep setting her almost every single time.
Oh, yes. They did it in the first set. The Seahawks had an answer to it, but now in this fourth set, the Seahawks have no answer, and Phoenix taking advantage of it.
Thomas with a weird run-up. Clark again to Daniel. Have another, please, and thank you. My goodness, 4 straight for Leah Daniel.
The UNCW's got to do something about Leah Daniel quick. As I was talking about Nori Thomas earlier, getting solid contact every time. But right now, Leah Daniel has had some of the best contact on the ball I've seen probably ever in a volleyball match.
Well, Leah Daniel can't quite get that one a little turned around, but Wilmington gets the point. Narrows the gap to 5 and 3.
Right there, you can see the net became UNCW's best friend, and sometimes it truly is in volleyball.
So Jamie Thomas back to serve, the junior outside hitter from Hamilton, Ohio. Great serve and an ace by Jamie Thomas.
Beautiful placement again. I would watch out if she gets hot. They have a big issue on their hands, as Jamie Thomas played phenomenal in ththose first 2 sets.
Well, she's got a quick run up on her serve and then just punches it over, and it's got a lot of velocity on it.
Reminds me a little bit of my serve, if I do say so myself. No, I have to say she does do it quite a bit better than I do.
And Leah Daniel sends that one just wide, trying to go cross court, and Jamie Thomas stays on serve as it's tied up at 5. Cummins finds the line on a 1-ball bite from Clark, and she's back on the board with her 4th of the night.
As you can see, it's set up perfectly for Cummins. Really had no issue, got exactly what she wanted to. It's almost like the Seahawks right there were giving the Phoenix exactly what they wanted.
And Clark just placing it right above the tape. Perfect spot for Cummins to send it down, and Daniel sends it right into the net and ties it right back up at 6.
We've seen a lot of those serves go into the net tonight. Definitely a mistake you just don't want to have to deal with, as it's one of those things at the end of the day you'll scratch your head and say, that's why we lost the game.
And Kellen Trouse with the headband hammer right down the line, and good. 7-6 Elon.
Trouse with great contact right there. You're seeing right now when the Phoenix get a play set up, they execute, but they've had some trouble so far just handling the ball and getting those opportunities they want.
And a kill by Montgomery is her 6th of the night. Not to mention, she's got 16 assists and 12 digs to her name, does Montgomery. Just 4 kills away from a triple-double.
We do love some triple-doubles, especially in volleyball. I mean, you think about in basketball, but triple-doubles in general are just great for any sport.
Oh, and a miss hit on the 1-ball from Liz Coyle, but goes down anyway and gets the point. Elon back on top, 8-7. And Garcia checking back into the game now. Nori Thomas takes a seat, and Garcia, one of the top servers on this Elon team. Miscommunication by Wilmington gives a free ball to the Phoenix. Goes outside to Trouse, gets another off the tip, but gets in anyway. Great point for the Phoenix to extend their lead to 2.
The Phoenix like to go from one side to the other, as they do here. You'll see on the replay. In the first 2 sets, it wasn't working out too well for them, but really in these last 2, it's worked out great.
Dug by Weissman. Outside to Peters. Over the block and down finds the line. Madison Peters saying, I wasn't gone too long. Checking in for Wilmington, Ashley Thompson, the freshman defensive specialist.
Speaking of Peters and Thomas throughout the night really have been the 2 cornerstones for the Seahawks. Definitely 2 players the Phoenix have to key in here if they want to get this victory tonight.
Again, another set to Clark, saved up Bella Seaman. A 3rd consecutive set to Clark, tries to push it over. Now Peters from the right side, good dig by Leah Daniel. Trouse, tip. Thomas is there, pushed over. And Leah Daniel, and a miscommunication by just about everyone on the Phoenix team there.
It seemed like that was one of the most unique sets we've seen all night in so many different ways. And then, no surprise, a miscommunication is what ends up killing it for the Phoenix.
Now tied at 9 in this fourth set. Wilmington up 2-1 in sets. Garcia goes middle to Clark and can't quite find the line, no touch.
Jamie Thomas really getting into this fourth set, digging in. She really wants to get this done, not take it to a fifth set. Completely understandable from the Seahawks' perspective.
So a 3-0 scoring run for Wilmington sends Thompson back to the service line. Garcia runs the slide to Coyle off the arms of Weissman and a point.
Great play there from the Phoenix. I mean, I feel like so far in this fourth set, they've made lots of mistakes, but you'll see here just a beautiful play, beautiful contact. Nothing the Seahawks could do as it just ricochets outbounds off the libero Weissman's hands.
And Liz Coyle, the senior, has been getting sets from Cody Garcia for the past 3 years, and they've got the slide timing down perfectly, executed to perfection right there. Jordan Gower checking in, the freshman, to serve. And called out, and Jordan Gower standing way behind the line, one that likes to just send it long, and that one works out in the favor of Wilmington. Checking into the game for the first time is Giselle Mangozing as she's back to serve. And a quick ball to Coyle does not get over the net. No touch from Wilmington. So Mangozing comes in and gets a quick point for Wilmington, extending the lead to 2. Set to Daniel, off the block, and good by Bender and Peters, as Wilmington gets right on top, now a 3-point lead.
We see here they try and go to Daniels, and Peters just gets up there, beautifully gets her hands on it, and forcing the Phoenix to call a timeout, down 3.
One Kendall Bender now with 6 blocks, her career high with 9 earlier this season. She's potentially there if this goes 5 sets, but Elon right now needs to fix a few things and get back in the shape they had in the 3rd set. What has changed for the Phoenix from the 3rd to the 4th set?
So the 3rd set, they were very, very much into it, very focused, really limited their mistakes. I feel like they're very fortunate to be only down 3 for as many mistakes it feels like they have made. So they cut out those mistakes because they've been playing well. They've got the points, no doubt about it. There's just been too many mistakes this set.
And one interesting stat to look at is the total number of attacks that Wilmington has 135, Elon with just 125, but hitting very similar percentages as Wilmington's at 170 and Elon is at 176. Right now, Wilmington has the edge in terms of kills, leading 47-40. And a large part of that is we've talked about the consistency and diversity that Wilmington has on the attacking end. And Elon right now is very Leah Daniel loaded as she has 17 kills on 41 attempts. And if you look at Wilmington, the attempts are completely distributed with 6 players with 14 or more attempts.
Yes, I mean, you can see they were very diverse in that 3rd set, but Leah Daniel got hot, and now they're trying to focus in on her. And just like that, Wilmington's come back and dealt with her perfectly.
Daniel again goes off the block and down. Leah Daniel has been stuffed 2 consecutive times, and Wilmington has a 4-point lead. Do you think right now they're so focused in on Leah they may need to go away from it?
I 100% do. I mean, you can see, again, they just knew it was going Daniel. 2 blockers come over, one of them makes contact. Doesn't work out there as they go to Daniel again, but there's been other players that have played very well tonight. I'm not sure why they haven't used others just as much.
Well, and Leah Daniel, a player that can be known as a volume scorer and a volume hitter. The more attempts she gets, the better she's going to do, and that's paying off as she's got 44 attempts and 18 kills now. Seaman serves. Quick set to Bender is sent straight down, and Wilmington regains the 4-point lead.
Tough stuff right now for the Phoenix. I really want them to focus in, try to get set up Natalie Cummins, but she's played well all over the place tonight. Why not reward her? But they seem to really be focusing on trying to get Daniel the attacks.
Montgomery sends over a softball tip now outside to Leah. Daniel again gets blocked again for a third time in just the last 5 plays.
I mean, once again, you're just going to see a replay. They come over, they really shut down Daniel. They crash the boards on her, you could almost say. And it's killing the Phoenix right now.
What a bad serve received by Jordan Gower sends Cody Garcia tumbling to the ground. Gives another point to Wilmington as they start to pull away a little bit in this 4th set. Now 17-11. Coach Tendler calls a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that, just the swagger they had in the 3rd set. It wasn't there at all so far in this 4th set. Not even from the beginning. You would think after such a strong set win that you would see them come out with that swagger, comfortability, but they have not at all.
Well, Wilmington now on a 3-0 scoring run. And to get a point right now and stop the momentum, Elon really needs that. And what do you think they need to go to? Because Leah Daniel is usually the one that they go to in this situation when they need a point, but she's been stuffed the last 3 times.
I mean, I would look at one of 2 players, either Natalie Cummins or Nori Thomas. I mean, both of them played really well tonight and can easily attack, get some kills, but you've just seen them go to Leah time after time, and I mean, I don't blame them. She's a phenomenal player, but they definitely need some diversity right now.
Well, and so far in the match, UNCW has 12 blocks total, 5 of them coming just in this 4th set, and Bender has 2 already in this set. She's already up to 8, just 1 shy of tying her career high of 9 from earlier this season. So Bender 1 short of her career high, and Sawyer is back to serve for the Seahawks as a few substitutions are made. Julia Crabtree checking in for Haley Clark.
Yeah, I mean, Bender talked about her pregame, big part of this Seahawks team, and she's doing exactly what they need her to do tonight.
Garcia tried to run a slide, just sent over, and a kill by Bender. Too easy right now if you're the Phoenix.
You can see the attitude very much down compared to what it was just a few minutes ago in that 3rd set.
Garcia to Daniel off the block. Overpass. Daniel push. Sets up Montgomery, saved by Crabtree. Garcia can't quite get it over. And that's an 8-point lead for the Seahawks, and the Phoenix are looking deflated.
They really are. You can see it both on the bench and the players. They're struggling, and it's upsetting for they're just as upset as anyone in this crowd.
Well, UNC Wilmington, even though they're 2-8 in CAA, they are definitely not out of contention for the CAA playoffs. As Garcia saves that one to Crabtree, she tries to find the back line, but just sends it long. And one thing that Coach Tendler has said is that this win, if they could get it, would be huge for tournament implications. And that goes for both teams, as Wilmington is trying to stick around. But for Elon, if you look forward, they've got College of Charleston on Sunday, and then they have a road trip featuring James Madison and Towson, 2 of the top teams in the CAA. As Elon gets the point there and brings it back to an 8-point deficit, 20-12. Elon trying to stick around as much as they can.
Yeah, they are, and you're correct. Both these teams really want this win. Of course, the Seahawks need it outside looking in on the CAA playoff, but the Phoenix are 3-6 away this year, so they really want to take advantage of these last 2 home matches, this weekend, and they're going to need to change something here if they want to take advantage of this one.
Well, and a great 1 ball there as Montgomery gets the kill off of Sawyer, and that's your setter getting a 1 ball in the middle blocker position.
Yeah, definitely not expected there. I think they looked like they were focusing a little bit more on Jamie Thomas and ended up biting them in the butt.
Now Thomas trying to get something going, goes off the block, and she is fired up.
She is. You haven't seen too much of her in this fourth set. She comes in just like that. She's a spark plug, as she always is, with that energy.
And that's just the 10th time that she's been set all match. And she's got 5 kills out of it, hitting 400 with just the one error. Leah Daniel now serving. Thomas from the back row, and no one's there to get it. Thomas gets her 13th kill of the night, tying Madison Peters at 13 atop the leaderboard for UNCW. 22-13, just 3 more points for Wilmington to end it.
And just drops right in front of Daniel. Again, right there, that net being the best friend for the Phoenix. As you said, they play College of Charleston Sunday, senior day, another 2-8 team. But I think they'll definitely learn from this one. Don't underestimate those 2-8 teams in conference play.
Well, and Trouse gets the kill off the block. Now up to 14 are the Phoenix, but they've got to make a move now if they want to make something happen.
Yes, they do.
Krasminski with the jump serve. And at the net, they said Wilmington was over their restricted area, and Elon gets a point. You got to take advantage of those when you can.
Oh, yes. I mean, throughout the night, you've really seen Elon making those errors and getting a little bit luck right in time when they need it right there.
Krasminski stays on serve. She's won the last 2. Weissman saves it, sent over, free ball by Thomas. Set to Thomas. Gets another kill. Nori Thomas is the leader of this team right now.
That energy she's brought here in late of the fourth set, really keeping Elon in it. As just even when it's not her, she's excited for whoever it is, and it shows throughout. It really gives the team a great morale.
Oh, now down just 6. It seems a little more manageable if you're the Phoenix, does it not?
It really does, and tonight's been a match of just streaks. You've seen both teams has had multiple streaks of what feels like 5-0 runs, 5-1 runs, and just like that, Elon can do that. They're right back in this. As we've seen tight sets all throughout the night.
Yes, and this UNC Wilmington team has really been doing everything right in this fourth set. Even the first and second set, they were doing it well with blocks and kills by Bryn Montgomery, who has been a complete surprise, if you ask me, doing everything. And Leah Daniel, that's been the biggest part of this fourth set, is that Leah Daniel has not really been able to get anything going. She started off really hot, getting 4 straight kills early on, and then the blocks started showing up.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it early in the first set, too. She played well. They keyed in on her, took her away, and that's where UNCW ran away with the first set. You saw it a little bit again here, so now the Phoenix have to fight back.
So Krasminski stays on serve after winning the last 3 points. Well, and after being down 9, has cut it to a 6-point deficit. Elon is not going away quite yet. Set to Lands is blocked at the net by Coyle, finally sent over by Wilmington. Outside to Trouse, and a touch is called. Trouse gets the point for the 4th straight point for the Phoenix, and now just a 5-point deficit.
Yeah, you saw 3 go up for that block, and then here get it to Trouse. Tips it, throws it off for the Seahawks. I mean, without them having Daniel to focus on, the Seahawks don't know what to expect, and it's working in the Phoenix favor.
Well, Wilmington finds Montgomery again. When they need a point, they've gone to her and find it right there, as they're just too shy of sealing the deal here in Schar Center. Checking into the game, Madison Peters. That's a tough one to see for Elon.
It really is.
Trouse to Clark, sets to Thomas, deep push and finds the corner. What finesse by Nori Thomas, reading the defense and executing perfectly.
That is one of those rare times where you see communication actually hurt the Seahawks. As you can see, Jamie Thomas started to go after that ball. I'm not sure who it was like, hey, that one's out, and worked out in the Phoenix favor.
Well, Nori Thomas checking out of the game. Cody Garcia coming back in to serve.
I would say Garcia is who you want serving right now for the Phoenix when it's such a crucial part.
Ball called out, no touch. Elon remains in the set, now down 4, 23-19 as Katie Land sends it long.
You know, Seahawks weren't sure about that one. And we'll see here if the Seahawks have a reason to be upset, and maybe they do. I still can't tell.
Good dig by Thomas. Set up by Montgomery to Peters. Dug by Van Westerenen. Outside to Trouse. Goes tip. They keep it alive. Thomas from the back row. Could not be dug by Van Westerenen, and Wilmington is 1 point away.
Match point, it's always a stressful one. See how the Phoenix handle is. Again, Jamie Thomas, as she has done all night, played amazing. Gets solid contact on that one, and the Phoenix couldn't do anything about it.
Ashley Thompson in to serve. Sets to Julia Crabtree off the block. Dug by Thompson. Nuanez gets it over. Garcia to Trouse off the block and down. And for Wilmington, that's poetic to end it on the block. Their 13th of the match, a 3-1 win, just like it was on October 6th in Wilmington.
You see here the Phoenix the Seahawks just read the play perfectly and then get the block, falls right on Trouse there. Nothing you could do about that one.
Well, and despite the loss, Elon gets a good opportunity to bounce back from this one on Sunday at 1 o'clock right here in Schar Center against the College of Charleston. And for tonight, that's all from us. I'm Talia Lundquist alongside Chase Williams. Thanks to everyone on the Elon Sports Vision crew. We hope you have a great rest of your weekend.